Well, high blood pressure, often called the silent killer, affects nearly half of U.S. adults, but many people don't know they have it, according to the American Heart Association. And today, holistic health expert Audree Lee is back with some natural ways to support a healthier heart. Audree, thank you for joining us again. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so when we're talking about heart health and high blood pressure, first of all, why do experts call it a silent killer, and what damage can it do to us?
Well, it can really damage the whole body because when people aren't taking care of the basic things, then of course now we lead to things more serious, and heart health is one of them.
Okay, so it can lead to heart attack, stroke, obviously disrepair all throughout the body, as you mentioned.
And once the heart goes, so does we.
Okay, absolutely, yeah. We need our heart. Our heart is a muscle. We need it to pump and function properly.
And we need to help.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so for folks who are watching and are interested in improving their heart health, what are some natural ways, whether that be through our foods and just lifestyle changes, that you encourage folks to begin today if possible?
So I always tell people that we have control of our body because we live in it, not somebody else. And so we need to take control at all times, be in the driver's seat. And that means drinking more water because it helps to thin the blood, keeping things feeling a little bit calmer than, of course, things that are not water.
Okay.
And then, of course, movement, which would be exercise. That's, I think, a bad word for a lot of people, but it's something that we need to do. And even when we move our legs, we're moving our heart. Another thing, of course, is colorful food. Colorful food that comes from the rainbow, but foods that come from the garden. Those are the best ones to eat first. Because I tell people, I know this is not going to be your 100% diet, but you need to have more of these in than anything else.
And you specifically focus on potassium-based foods as well as foods that have magnesium in them, right?
Yes, and even foods that have phytochemicals in there. There's a way that they kind of fight for you. That word phyto means just that. And so they're fighting for you when you're not fighting for yourself.
Okay. And so can you explain, in addition to foods that are colorful, what specific foods? I know potassium, obviously bananas, leafy greens.
Avocado. People don't think that. It is a fruit. It's not a vegetable, but people don't know that. But it's also a good fat and fiber. So fiber is important too. Things have to move through the body, and movement is important because a lot of people have sludgy blood, and that means that a lot of the foods that they're eating cause their blood to kind of crawl down, and we need it to move and flow down. So the things that we choose, eating the right foods in fiber form is great because it really helps the body get things moving, because some people are not moving.
Okay, all right. And I know you'd also shared some information about, you mentioned ultra processed foods. Definitely not good for heart health. When you say ultra processed, what are examples of that?
Things that come in bags, boxes, cans, and jars. Those we have to read the labels, and I tell people if you have to read it, your body doesn't need it. You may need it or you may want it, but your body doesn't need it.
Yeah, your body just gotten accustomed to having it.
And then essential oils. People don't even believe or know anything about it, but I have 2 recipes here that helps with circulation, and these will be remedies or recipes. I won't say so much remedies, but recipes for people to start, because it's food in liquefied form, and they work in a way that nothing else does. It makes you feel good, it lifts you up, and of course it helps with controlling things that we can't control.
Okay, awesome. And so in terms of like sodium, obviously, like you mentioned, in the ultra-processed foods in general, there's a lot of sodium in there.
Salt.
Yes. What are salt alternatives that you would recommend that people could use to make their food taste a little better if they have trouble, staying away from the table salt?
Believe it or not, a lot of people don't know that citrus foods are really, really important. They actually give you the taste of salt. And so what I do is I sprinkle or squeeze lemon over a lot of my dishes because it wakes up the flavor of the food. And when people are looking for that, it actually changes the taste buds so they don't want the salt. So I tell people to do that. There's something called green salt, and it's literally from a plant.
You said green salt?
Green salt,
okay.
And you can get it probably on website or something, because it is hard to find, but it is actually from the sea water. It's infused into the plant, and now it's formulated into a salt form, and it is actually green, but it tastes just like salt that we normally use. A sea salt or a Himalayan, those are also better because they have more minerals.
Okay, I was going to ask about that. I've used the Himalayan, the pink salt, so that's not perfect, but that's okay.
It's better than what you have
table salt.
And we got to take it a step at a time, because people don't even know they're in a crisis place until they're there.
Okay, all right. And just from working with people for many, many years, Can you give an example of maybe a client or two where, they were on high blood pressure medicine and they really took changing their lifestyle, eating better to heart? How did that improve the trajectory of their life?
Impact tremendous. Weight loss, unbelievable, because now they're in a more controlled environment where they're really focusing every day on what they're doing. So they're adding more water, they're adding more colorful food, they're moving a lot more, and actually it helps to get better sleep, and the whole body starts to function better. And as a result of it, a lot of those things that they were on as meds and so forth get to be released and removed.
Okay, yeah, because as we say, our food is our medicine.
And our medicines are food.
All right, and before we wrap up, Audrey, you know, folks are so interested in when you're on. You have a class tonight that people can log on to.
Yeah, every Sunday night, and I listed it on my website where you can go and take a look. You can join in, and I'll talk a little bit more about how you can do what I'm talking about for those people that really need to know.
All right, well, Audrey, as always, thank you so much for being here, helping us get healthier all the way around, especially our hearts. Extremely important, keeping us alive. For more information, you can visit audreeleehealth.com, and you can also find her on social media. And if you have other ideas for Jewell Jems, you can email me at jhillary@wgntv.com. We'll be right back.